Day number 6, which was Thursday, I believe the 16th. The plan was to go from Farmington to Santa Fe. We were going to go down Highway 550 to Cuba and then cut across on Highway 126 over to north of Santa Fe and be a shortcut, save us probably 100 miles or so, and get us into Santa Fe about lunchtime or a little after. That was the plan. But we ran into another gravel road. Highway 126 turned into gravel road number 126. Here we are at La Quinta in Farmington. It's Thursday morning. You might notice that the bikes are all loaded up, so we're going to head back to China Spring today, but we're actually just heading to Santa Fe for the day. So it's a relatively short day trip-wise, but we'll see if that's the way it turns out. We were all getting sort of tired of La Quinta Brightside breakfast, so suggested that we go to IHOP and eat a regular breakfast with meat and stuff. So we went to the IHOP out on East Main, pretty close to K-Bob's in that area, not quite that far out, and had a big breakfast. And since we thought we had a shorter day, that was not going to really hurt us on time, but it wound up starting the day a little later. Everybody looking over the menus. When we left the IHOP, we went on over to Bloomfield, gassed up, and then headed down 550 for about 100 miles towards Cuba. And about 20 miles out of Cuba, we came across this casino in a tent. And they had teepees, roadside rest area there too, sort of like they have along the River Road down in the Rio Grande area on Highway 170 in Texas. So we stopped in there and didn't go into the casino, but we took advantage of the restrooms outside and the rest area and the teepee. So got a lot of pictures here. These are Nelda's, by the way, I believe. There's one of the teepees in the picnic area. They're pretty cool.
Nowhere. Tent casino and a bathroom.
Cigarettes. Is it just one big room? I mean,
This is a video of how many people it takes to start a Harley Davidson.
Apache Nugget Casino, we went on down to Cuba and took a little break there at Cuba, and we went east on Highway 126, which showed that it was a nice paved road, and it was for about 8 or 10 miles, and then we crossed a cattle guard, and you can see what the road turned into, a gravel road. And several people we talked to said it was would have been a pretty challenging ride because it went up over some pretty high mountains, some deep sand in some spots, rocks, steep grades and stuff. Anyway, we stopped and talked over the situation, decided we were just going to have to go back to Cuba and ride 550 all the way back down to Bernalillo and back up to Santa Fe. We got ready to leave, and Debbie's switch messed up again, and this time it messed up for good. It just would not work at all, except it would turn, but it didn't activate any electronics on it. And so we had to hotwire it there. It took about 30 minutes or so. Anyway, while that was going on, these are Vicky's pictures. She was getting some pictures of the situation and the scenery and the tall pine trees. There was a campground pretty close to this place. Be a nice place to camp. The elevation is about 8,500 feet. And a little creek going back there with all the seat and luggage off of Debbie's bike, working on it right out in the sun. The close-up of the creek running behind there, pretty nice. Another one of the bike repair. Caught Vicky climbing back through the fence. She evidently was on private property taking all those pictures. And here we are going back down towards Cuba. And you can tell from the shadows that it's about lunchtime. This was a very pretty little road. We were really disappointed that it turned to gravel, because it would have saved us probably 100 miles and would have been very scenic going through the mountains, I'm sure. That was the second time we ran into gravel roads. I need to do a better job researching and planning the trip routes. Anyway, we went back down to Cuba, and by that time we figured we better get some gas, because it's a long ways to Bernalillo, probably another 60 miles. We weren't sure about the gas situation, so we're going down 550, which is a nice 4-lane road. And so Ellen took some pictures of the bikes as they passed us. There's Raymond and Debbie. And Philip. And Al. Everybody seems pretty comfortable. And Cecil. Looks like we missed Robert somehow or another. Anyway, the girls went ahead of us, and we're going to go to Bernalillo and find a place to eat, which Bernalillo is not a real big town, and they went on through it before they realized they were through the town, and got on the interstate going north, and then they turned around to come back to Bernalillo, because we had stopped at Bernalillo at the Denny's, I believe. And there was a grass fire going on out there. On I-25, and the vehicles were responding while we were in the Denny's, and they eventually shut down the southbound side of I-25, which is the side Ellen and them are on at this point. But they were able to get back and meet us for lunch at Denny's at Bernalillo. Needless to say, the wind was really blowing, and things were sort of dry, so they wanted to get that fire out as quickly as they could, and they did, but it burned several acres before that happened. You can see there's not a whole lot to burn, but what was there would burn in a hurry. Meanwhile, back at Bernalillo, we stopped there at the Denny's to get something to eat. I believe this was the parking lot there.
Fixing to get on 25, headed to Santa Fe. Just now leaving Denny's.
got to Santa Fe, we all unloaded our bikes and stuff, and we decided just to not try to rush downtown and get to any of the shops or see the church or anything, because it was just too late in the day to try to go down there at 5 o'clock traffic and stuff. Would have been dangerous and very hectic, so we just sort of relaxed a little bit, unloaded the bikes, and Debbie took pictures of the mountains to the east of Santa Fe from I think this is from their motel room, out over the shopping center there. She took a couple of pictures there. The mountains get pretty high, and I think there's some ski areas up in there.
Did you take a nap?
I was watching NCIS marathons. I hadn't seen
Watching
either.
wildfires.
Yeah, I watched them.
What does it say? Do not stop.
In box X.
Box X? Where is Cecil? In box X.
Body of nutrition right there. That's why they said.
Yes, now you know how we feel. I'm so glad you're getting to drive.
Well, you never know.
That's exactly right.
You don't think we go through that here all the time?
Yeah, but you're not in a Suburban. Cool elephants.
There's Galisteo. There's the river.
Mm-hmm.
This is Galisteo. You kind of went around, didn't you? That other road we were on, it showed turning into this one.
He turned on a sandstone or something. And this is.
Here's the Governor's Inn. I remember seeing that a long time
Well,
ago.
he's talking about the fancy high dollar hotels. I guess all these cars are parked at these hotels.
Yeah, they don't have any parking.
There's the guy.
Del Charo. Is,
Sidewalk.
that's not the one he talked about, is it? Del Charo? No, it wasn't.
Everything's stucco.
Hotel entrance.
Loretto. Oh, that's the inn at Loretto. That church is Loretto.
I'm
That's what-
surprised these shops are still open because it said everything closed. Maybe in the
I'm sure a
Oh,
lot of them
look.
do, but I expected some of them to be open. This being the main place. I love those things. All these children's statues.
Man.
Brighton. It's kind of a weird showcase right there, wouldn't you think?
I mean, a weird place for it, or
Yeah, and it's stucco wall.
no? Brett would like that in his yard.
Yep, he's one of them.
Casas
Oh, they're the
Thieves for
donkeys.
house.
This is like driving in Mexico. That's for dang sure. The streets and stuff. I have a feeling we're just gonna drive around the square. Spring. This is probably that church right here.
No, it's a little church.
Oh, it is.
I don't remember it being that big. Of course, it's been a long time ago. It's called the Cathedral
Season Raymond's turning.
Basilica.
That right lane used to go right, and left lane to go left.
This way I like to shop.
Yeah, you through shopping right? I am. Ready to head back.
Well, I think we knew we weren't shopping, except that
Shopping.
Cecil will be at a Walmart or somewhere tonight getting her a t-shirt because that's the only thing she has and wanted.
Yeah, but what time are all these shops stopping then?
Well, there was a,
7:38
I picked
now.
up a brochure down there. It was like antique stores and everything closed at 6 for them, but
Eagle Rider, motorcycle rental and tours. Warning, no parking. Violators are subject to $10 fine. Is that all?
it's for library only
Vehicle
back
code
there. I
The
know.
street looks
Here we are downtown Santa Fe, sort of a group pose. Everybody was looking, half the people were looking anyway, but right behind Philip, who's waving, is the old Santa Fe Plaza. Very historic site, and the old Santa Fe Trail came right through downtown there. In fact, I think the name of the street back by the plaza is called Old Santa Fe Trail. Anyway, you can see the Suburban is parked there, and the bikes are parked behind there. We found, after driving around quite a bit, we finally found a parking spot area where we could all get into it. Anyway, we took quite a few pictures downtown Santa Fe before it got dark, and some even after it got a little dark. Of the plaza, there was this monument there erected by the people of New Mexico. Big, tall, I believe it's called an obelisk. These are Nelda's pictures in Santa Fe. This is right across from where we parked, and they had a lot of these strange figures. Pretty interesting idea. And there's Robert in the middle of all those, checking them out. And we were doing a lot of window shopping. Probably saved us a lot of money by not being there when all these shops were open, because they had some unique gifts that caught a lot of people's eyes. These door draft preventers or whatever they are. Look like snakes. They had taken old motorcycle gas tanks and made armadillos out of them and other things, other types of toys for kids to ride on. Interesting. There's a motorcycle riding toy. Robert and I standing outside saying, let's go eat. Some more of the stuff in the shops. all different shapes of crosses and things with some sort of caps or something on it. I think it was bottle caps flattened out and then glued on. Yeah. A lot of work, a lot of details there. And we wound up eating at Sheds, but there was about a restaurant called Sheds, which has some historical aspects there. The name Sheds does. I believe it was a big rancher or something, but the restaurant was pretty small, but it had a little outside courtyard, so we had about 30 minutes to wait. So this lady was playing classical guitar type music and was very good, and we just sat there and listened and listened and listened. Really enjoyed it. Real good picture I'd taken down in downtown Santa Fe on Thursday night of Raymond and Debbie that I didn't include in my Santa Fe picture, so thought it was so good we ought to add it back into the video. Anyway, Friday morning at La Quinta in Santa Fe, we're loaded up again and ready to roll, going to a mystery destination down the road 25-30 miles nobody knows about except me and Ellen. Well, there's Philip, and there's Raymond, Debbie, Al, I'm taking the pictures, and then Robert, and then the girls are in the Suburban ready to go and waiting on us. And we're gonna get on Highway 14, which is the Cerrillos Drive road or highway right out in front of La Quinta. Just follow it on out of town, and we're going to the mystery destination, which is
bigger. I guess right down here is where they filmed that.
It didn't look like a ballpark though, did it?
No, it didn't. I looked back at that and I thought, that's a
What is
ballpark?
that? When I first looked at it, I was wondering what it was.
I guess we're following a couple of wild hogs and then going, whatever else is.
Welcome to Madrid, Old Boarding House,
I didn't even-
Mercantile.
Want that to be open.
And they're not open. I don't see
Open
lights. I don't
up.
see lights in here. They said, what's wrong with you? You know, they don't go to bed till late here. I wonder if you can park under the trailer. I don't either.
spelled M-A-D-R-I-D, but they pronounce it Madrid. Madrid. In New Mexico. which is where they shot a movie a couple years ago that we all went to see. If I can get it to focus. Called The Wild Hogs. It won't focus. You see the hog signs in the windows, the yellow hog signs there. Anyway, this was a mystery destination, and we spent a lot of time there taking pictures. Unfortunately, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, and nothing was open on Friday morning yet. There's Ellen and Vicky and a bunch of shadows of everybody taking pictures. It's always funny to see the shadow of the photographer or the reflection of the photographer in the picture. And there's all the girls: Debbie, Tony, Ellen, Vicky, and Nelda. And there we are about to leave, I believe.
Fight scenes all over the place, though.
Yeah. Yep. I saw the tree they hung that guy on over there someplace, I think. Remember that?
Phil must have. Al and Robert. Okay, come on, guys. Y'all come on, gals.
Surprise spring, isn't it? Debbie, get up there. Get up there. Get up there.
Wild pig yet or something. I don't know
Oh, okay. You're going to get slapped out.
Yeah.
Unless it was
Down where?
And I bet you can't even call them. I wonder if they don't have anything written down. It'd be neat to be able to. Yeah, I'm waiting until he's ready.
Mhm. Did Cecil ever get his camera working or not?
He was using it this morning.
Was he?
I don't know if it's gonna take or not.
On down the road a ways, we stopped for a little break. For some reason, this little town, I don't remember the name of the town, but I think it was on 337. Nelda got a neat picture here rolling down the road of this church, sort of silhouetted by the sun in the background. and you can see the cross there. Carrizozo, I wanted everybody to see the Valley of Fires where the lava flow was, and I think on the map of this area I showed the lava flow from a satellite picture and also the white sands, so you get a bigger perspective of just how big this area is and how long it is. Anyway, Debbie took some pictures of the lava flows, rock on the side of the road. It's actually a state park. And it was pretty warm in that, all that black rock. And we're on our way to Ruidoso for lunch. We got gas in Carrizozo on the way back into town. This lava flows about 4 miles west of Carrizozo on Highway 380. Vicky took this picture at the turnoff that goes up to the Sierra Recreation area up on Ski Apache.
Then, according to that sign, Swiss Chalet. That doesn't look like it, but going up the mountain on the Swiss Chalet is where Robert and I had our honeymoon. That is it. That's where we had our honeymoon. So
Oh.
you should go up the mountain that way.
But you go up the mountain to the ski deal.
Well, I meant.
Well, they had a sign Ski Apache that way.
We're not
I didn't
going.
see that other mountain name.
Well, that's where we had to spend our honeymoon.
No, I didn't get a very good shot of it either.
I should have gotten a picture of it instead of us examining it, trying to figure it out. It was brown tones, not blue, 35 years ago.
It looked newer than that.
It did look like they did some work on it. I think it was fairly new then. Or it looked like it anyway. I'm so glad it's not, wasn't 89 miles like that. No, I read us at 89.
The bear, Misty, they're in there doing that. That's what's neat.
Carving it.
Mm-hmm.
Real mad girl.
It just seems like it goes on.
Welcome, Clint Black.
Huh.
June 20-something. Cattle Baron.
Cattle baron. He said cattleman.
I think there's a cattle baron in Lubbock, isn't there? Seems like.
In Debbie's pictures, in Ruidoso we stopped at the Cattle Baron's Steak and Seafood Restaurant. Very good food, I thought. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Never had a bad meal there yet. So. And while we were there, the girls went for a little bit of shopping uptown Ruidoso there. We stayed there about an hour or so. The waiter's very nice. He just let us sit there. They were not that busy by that time, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we just stayed there and talked about the trip and various things. Then we got back out into the parking lot and loaded up. When the girls got back, they were gone about an hour, and we headed for Cloudcroft. These were Ellen's pictures on think we were on Highway 244 that cuts off of 70 southwest of Ruidoso at Mescalero and cuts back through the beautiful high country back to Cloudcroft. And she got these pictures of these horses running wild. I believe they were there just as we were turning off the Highway 70. Then this was closer into making our way up to Cloudcroft on Highway 82, just the east of Cloudcroft. Been burned out on Highway 244 from Ruidoso over to Cloudcroft. Had been burned out by a forest fire years ago, and the new growth is coming back pretty strong. Raymond.
Headed to Cloudcroft, right?
There was a fire in here at one time. There's new growth. Look up at all the dead stuff there. Yes.
Horses. Appaloosa. I was gonna get that baby. There's a white one out there, but I missed him.
Probably one of those signs about the forest.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was.
Can we get it? No, I couldn't get it.
That had
The
Smokey
bear.
the Bear.
Had Smokey the Bear on here with it.
truck now
Oh well, they probably are from out here. See how low their water tank is. A good 2 feet low.
Trying to get that house, but you couldn't get it.